What's going on, guys? It's Jake, and today we're going to be talking about the weirdest bay that Takara Tomy has possibly released yet. So let's just get right into it. Before we hop into the news, if we can get this video up to 500 likes, that would be really cool. And hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation. We're trying to hit 260,000 subscribers. But also, weird does not mean bad. So I think this bay is pretty odd by the way it works, and we haven't really seen anything like it before from Takara Tomy, and it is variant Lucifer. Now, I talked about this a few days ago in its own little reveal news video, but we had some kind of low quality pictures. Well, they did a full reveal of it, full high quality pictures now, and of its gimmick. And it, let's talk about it. So starting off with the box first, it is pretty interesting because this is a starter, so it does come with its own launcher, and it comes with a black sparking launcher. It's not really too often that we get starters that come with full-on string launchers anymore. I think the last one was Master Diabolos, which was a little while ago. But the first thing that you can notice about this box art is that it has like this weird pink shield going around it. Very interesting. And then we see a straight on shot of the bay, and it's, it's pretty cool. It's about what I expected. It's about what I talked about in my last video. You have the purple, black, and like greenish teal design from the stickers, and it just looks really cool. And I can notice that there are these like pink blade things on, or just around the bay, like possibly in the chassis. And I was wondering what that is. Well, it turns out while this bay is spinning, it has little spoons that pop out of it. So these blades pop out, and they're either like burst stoppers to where you have to launch it hard enough for the blades to shoot out, or it's by centrifugal force, which means as the bay is spinning its fastest, they'll be shooting out, and whenever the bay slows down, they'll slowly come back in. And this is definitely not the gimmick I was expecting from Lane Valhalla's bay, that's for sure. And they also seem to be coming out at a bit of an angle. If you look at this picture, they're kind of curved a little bit, so they are definitely spoons. I can't get over the fact that they look like spoons, guys. So this is actually part of the chassis, not the layer itself, which is pretty interesting. So you could technically put 2D, which is the chassis on this bay, you could put 2D on really any other sparking bay you want and have this whole shield gimmick going on. So I feel like it'd be pretty interesting to see Brave Valkyrie with these shields, or Glide Ragnarok with these shields or something. It's one of the weirdest gimmicks we've had for Beyblade Burst so far, and it's definitely really interesting to look at. And whenever all this news was coming out, it was definitely pretty weird. And we also got a full part breakdown, which goes over all the different parts in pretty good detail for this new bay. And as you guys can see, the chip does not have a chip core, like a sparking core, like all the other bays do. It actually is combined into the chip, and it has a metal core as well, which means it's probably going to be the heaviest core that we have so far, besides like Brave Solomon, but nobody really has that. And also, guys, if you just look at this chart, you can see that the chassis is going to be taking up a majority of the bay here, because the ring itself just looks normal. It kind of reminds me of Drasil a little bit. It's just a chill kind of defense oriented ring that's spiky, but the chassis is what looks to be huge, and I think it's also going to be pretty heavy as well. And then there is the driver Mobius, which we actually got some new information for, and it is a free spinning driver that is made out of POM, kind of like bearing, although it's like if you took bearing and flipped the little disc part around, that's what it'd be like. So it's kind of like Quest, sort of, but probably not as bad. So that, guys, is going to wrap up variant Lucifer. This bay is dropping July 18th, so we do have a little while to go, but the fact that we're getting pictures of it so early means that Lane is most likely going to be popping up in the show very soon. But let me know what you guys think of Lucifer in the comments down below. I think that it is possibly the weirdest gimmick that we have gotten for a Beyblade so far. It is really, really interesting. I worry about if the bay kind of starts tipping a little bit, it hitting the walls of the stadium or the floor of the stadium or something. And I don't know, I really don't know how this is going to work, because it looks like it's just going to make the bay really, really big. And I don't know, what do you guys think? So now we are going to shift over and talk about Lane's first bay, Uranus. And there was some new news that came out for that as well. You see, Uranus is not going to be a normal Beyblade release like Lucifer. It is going to be a special B00 release. So the only way to get this bay is through the Koro Koro comic that comes out this very next month. And we have some pretty high quality pictures of the Uranus layer as well, and it does look really, really cool. I wish that this would have released on its own, because it just looks, I really like the design of this layer. I really like the color scheme as well, and it kind of reminds me of Ace Dragon a little bit. Maybe that's just me. The color scheme reminds me of Dragon. And also, if you want that golden 1D chassis it comes with as well, that is another kind of special campaign on its own. And what you have to do is purchase over 2,000 yen on a certain day, which is Lucifer's release day. You have to pay over 2,000 yen, and then you'll get the chassis. So you have to buy Lucifer pretty much, and then you can get the chassis for Uranus. You kind of have to go through a lot of hoops to get some of this stuff. And that is going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button down below and let me know what you guys think of the new Lucifer and the new Uranus. I overall, I really do like Uranus. I think it's really cool. I'm definitely going to try and special order that, or figure out what I can do to actually get the Koro Koro comic it's with. But Lucifer, I am for sure getting. And overall, it's a really odd gimmick. I'm not going to say it's bad or anything, but it's definitely pretty odd. I don't really know what to think about it. It's definitely going to depend on how the bay actually battles, because I'm just worried about it taking up a lot of space, getting tipped over easily, scraping the little spoon blades against the stadium, maybe even breaking the spoon blades. I don't know. I don't really know what to think. And I'm thinking that if they do this chassis thing, this special gimmick with Lucifer, who's to say they won't do it with a future bay like Dragon, Spriggan, or Achilles or something? They do some really wacky and wild gimmick with it. I don't know. I'm pretty excited to get this bay. Like I said, it comes out July 18th, and Longinus, which doesn't really have any hype anymore, Takara Tomy isn't really talking about it much, that is coming out in about 2 weeks, so we have a lot of stuff coming pretty soon. But that is going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button down below, and if you loved it, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun, and bay away.